there's a big storm coming. Finch decided to go home right away. He turned the car around and headed for home. A few years later, the environment has become very bad. Finch was the only human in the area. When he got home, Finch cleaned himself and the robot. Finch was coughing. He knew he didn't have much time left. His dog, Goodyear, was all he had left. He hadn't found much food on the trip. Finch opened a cup for Goodyear. All he could do was lick the spoon. Luckily, there was a bottle of whiskey. Finch only poured a little for himself and a little water to thin it out. There's not much left in the fridge. Finch was a little worried. To take care of Goodyear, Finch had to build an intelligent robot. He scanned and uploaded a lot of books to his computer. Some of them are about machines, some about dogs. After a few days of hard work, a smart chip was made. Finch put the chip into the robot's brain and he put the startup instructions into the computer. The robot was ready to talk. He named himself Jeff. Finch was happy. Jeff could talk to Finch. Finch gazes into the distance. A bigger storm was coming. Finch wanted to check his computer for details about the coming storm. Jeff had already given the details of the storm. They need to get out of here as soon as possible and get to a safer place. The storm was going to pass through here in 14 days. Finch pulled out the canned goods from the fridge. He wouldn't eat it until it was too late. San Francisco was 1,200 kilometers away. Finch's nose is bleeding. He's got to hurry. Jeff the robot is being assembled. Jeff looks at his hands. He doesn't know how to use his arms and legs. The first thing Finch had to do was teach Jeff how to walk. Jeff was soon able to lift his feet. Finch showed Jeff how to walk. Jeff watched carefully and could walk slowly. After another 10 minutes of training, Jeff had mastered walking. Finch set off with the dog and the two robots. Jeff stumbled into the RV for the first time. Jeff was surprised to see the city in the middle of nowhere. Where are all the people? Finch told Jeff the deterioration of the Earth's environment had led to this disaster. The hustle and bustle of the city is now yellow sand. A butterfly hit the car glass. Finch carefully opened the door. He put his arm out to test it. His hand wasn't burned by the sun. Finch stepped out of the car and looked at the sun in the sky. Finally, he found a place to live. The sunlight and the air were so beautiful. A butterfly landed on Finch's hand. Finch opened his arms wide with joy. He put on his beautiful white dress. Jeff and Finch Saturday in the sun and talked. They talked about San Francisco. Finch shared where he'd been. Jeff asked Finch to take him on a trip. Finch said, "I don't have time for this." Watching the dog play with Jeff, Finch was happy. Suddenly, Finch started coughing violently. A mouthful of blood was spit out on Finch's dress. Jeff helped Finch along. Finch and Jeff embraced. Finch died a short time later in the RV. The dog wailed on and on that night. Jeff cremated Finch. Jeff and the dog got along better and better. Eventually, they arrived in San Francisco. Finch's ashes were buried by the San Francisco Bridge. The Earth was coming back to life. There was hope for mankind.